In a busy production facility, a worker tried to manually guide a large steel coil being lifted by a crane. When the coil lost its balance, it swung rapidly, and the worker, standing dangerously close, was struck. This incident reminds us that loads lifted by cranes should never be guided by hand. Always use a tag line while the load is moving, and keep a safe distance from the swing area. Even a small movement can create uncontrollable force. The safest method is remote guidance. A coal mine worker was pushing a wheelbarrow full of coal toward a platform. However, the platform wasn't fully aligned, and there was a small gap on the surface. The worker didn't notice it, and fell toward the opening along with the wheelbarrow. This incident is a reminder that platforms and walkways must always be properly closed and secured. Unused platforms should be protected with barriers. No open gaps should be left, and workers should be warned with adequate lighting. Even a small opening that seems harmless can create a serious risk. A truck was transporting a steel coil. Everything seemed normal during the trip, but because the coil wasn't properly secured, it suddenly shifted forward, rolling toward the cab and striking it. This incident reminds us that heavy loads must always be secured with chains, chocks, or specialized locking systems. Regular inspections before and during transport prevent load shifts, protecting both the operator and the equipment. Small precautions can stop major accidents. In a factory, an operator was working at an industrial machine. For a brief moment, he was distracted and rested his arm on the machine. At that exact moment, the moving parts activated, putting him in serious danger. Luckily, his co-workers acted fast and stopped the machine. This incident demonstrates that even the smallest lapse in attention can create risk when machines are running. Workers must stay fully focused during operation and avoid touching hazardous areas. Additionally, fixed guards, sensors, and emergency stop buttons should always be in place to physically prevent limbs from reaching dangerous zones. In a warehouse, foam rolls were neatly stacked. The environment appeared calm until a worker carelessly brought one of the rolls into contact with an open flame. The fire flared up instantly and spread quickly among the highly flammable rolls. This event highlights how critical fire safety is in storage areas. Materials such as foam, which ignite easily, must be kept away from heat or spark sources. Workers should never enter storage zones with open flames, and fire extinguishers and alarm systems must always be ready for use. At a lumber facility, a forklift was carrying a tall stack of wooden boards. The operator lowered the load near a worker. At first, everything seemed normal, but once the stack touched the ground, it shifted and slid into the worker. Employees rushed to help, but the load was too heavy to move easily. This incident shows why loads should never be lowered without proper stabilization. Workers must not stand near suspended or unstable materials. Forklift operators must ensure the load is secure and that the area is clear. In emergencies, in a large power plant, a light smoke was noticed in the generator area. It seemed insignificant at first, but quickly intensified, and the team immediately evacuated the area. This incident is a reminder that early warning signs, such as smoke, unusual odors, or overheating, should never be ignored. When these signs appear, teams must immediately secure the area and initiate a professional response. An employee was working with a press machine inside the factory. He placed the material, activated the machine, and as the jaws were closing, he quickly tried to load another piece. His hand moved too close to the pressing area and got caught during the ongoing cycle. This incident is a reminder of how critical safety guards and proper operating procedures are on press machines. Hands should never enter the work zone while the machine is running. Safety locks, light curtains, or two-hand control systems must be active. Following procedures instead of rushing protects both productivity and worker safety. In a textile factory, a worker tried to check whether the fabric on the production line was moving properly by running his hand over it. As the machine's speed increased, he repeated the same motion, and his hand moved dangerously close to the roller section. This incident shows how even small, habitual actions can lead to serious risks. Never touch or adjust roller machines by hand. Instead, use guiding rods or protective covers. Lockout-tagout procedures must always be followed, and workers should avoid distractions caused by routine habits. Remember, production speed may increase efficiency, but if safety is lost, everything stops. In a maintenance area, a worker was cleaning on top of a tanker. When he extended his cleaning rod upward, it made contact with nearby power lines. The electrical current caused him to lose his balance and fall from the top of the tanker. This incident shows how dangerous it can be to ignore environmental hazards. Before working on top of a tanker or vehicle, nearby power lines must be identified, a safe distance maintained, and conductive tools avoided. A simple environmental check is one of the most effective protections against falls and electrical contact. Workers were cleaning a manhole on a busy road, but there were no barriers, cones, or warning signs in the area. Suddenly, a vehicle approached at speed, drove over the open manhole, and struck the worker inside without noticing. When the car stopped, the situation became clear, and the team intervened. But the incident had already happened. This incident shows the critical importance of creating a safe work zone during road and manhole operations. Barriers, cones, reflective signs, and proper traffic control must be used at all times. The crew inside the confined space must stay in constant communication with the surface team. Road safety ensures everyone goes home safely. In a maintenance workshop, a worker connected the hose to inflate a vehicle tire and began filling it. However, his head was positioned directly in line with the tire. As the pressure increased rapidly, the tire suddenly burst loose. This event highlights the importance of taking a safe position during tire inflation. Workers should never stand in front of or over the tire. Instead, they should remain to the side at a safe distance. Whenever possible, use a tire inflation cage and increase pressure gradually under control.